Horse racing fans, welcome back to Starters Orders 7 here on the PC. We currently have $92,495 with 2 achievements. That's Ceramic Lake, my first winner in this game, and Ribbons and Bows, my first group winner. See, still a lot of achievements to get. First 2-year-old winner, Group 1, yada 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 yada. We're still quite a ways away. But I've said it the last couple of episodes. The more I play this game, the more I'm enjoying it, whether I have success or not. It's kind of indifferent. And I'm just hoping that those of you that have played, you understand I'm still learning, and this is just going to take time. Like, it's still probably going to take me over a year or two to actually really get familiar enough with this game to really, start on a higher difficulty and actually be competitive. I think this is still on, is this on normal or easy? I can't remember. Anyway, so we're looking at Ribbons and Bows here, which is... Give me a second. I know it's been a minute. It's probably been 2 weeks since the last time I played. She's 3-year-old filly. Okay. I don't know why I forgot that for a second. She looks like she's pretty much in good condition to be able to run again. Last time out, she finished 4th in the Grade 3 Arcadia Open. That's just what I'm going to call it. Or the Grade 3 Arcadia Stakes. Whatever you want to say. She finished 4th in a field of 11, so that wasn't terrible. So she's been pretty consistent. She hasn't really finished awful. And in awful spots since August 6th, which in this game was well over, a year ago, or close to, at least half a year. So we'll see what she does. Let's look at Ceramic Lake here. This is our 5-year-old mare, who is the most winningest horse I've had in this game. And she's on a 4-race winning streak, or 3? No, that's 4 races that she's won in her last 8. So, yeah, that's pretty good for this this dark gray mare. Last time out, on March 14th, she won the Grade 2 Florence. That was a big win for us. $57,000 in prize. Never in doubt. Yeah, she's been awesome, man. Really, really excited to use her for breeding. And so she's had a group... So she's won at every level except the Grade 1 level for graded or group wins. I know this... It's so funny. It literally refers to them as both. That's fine. But nonetheless, she has really been on a good path for us. And she's actually, as you can see her chart, from when I started her, yeah, she's seen some improvements in her rating. So that's good. Obviously, there's been a little bit of an uptick. Ribbons and Bows, as you can see, she's still kind of stabilizing at this 94, 95 level. That may be where she's at her best. I don't know if she can go any further than that, but she's still 3 years old. That's the thing. Like, no idea really. Like, if I look at the stats and the game tells me, like, okay, does she have any long-term potential? Oh, she does. Okay, yeah, she actually has quite a bit of potential. I usually don't have horses with this high of a green bar in that category. I don't think so. Let's double check the others. Let's look at Ceramic Lake. No, it's Ceramic Lake a little bit less, but still pretty high. Her and Ribbons and Bows are pretty similar. And then Desert Glow. I don't know what's going on with you, Desert Glow. This is our, 6-year-old mare? Yeah, so... Desert Glow, 6-year-old mare. Yeah, she's all over the board. Her last win was all the way back in October on the turf. I keep forgetting. Yeah, maybe she's a turf horse. Yeah, I keep racing her on the dirt for some reason. And does anything tell me that she's a turf horse, like, statistically here? Going surface, the more adaptable, the more horse over a wider race. Like, this going surface adaptability here, it just means she can perform over wider ranges of circumstances. It doesn't really tell me if... That should mean she's flexible on the dirt, but she's doing bad on the dirt. I don't know why. Like, she's the only one doing bad on the dirt, so I don't know if she's really a dirt horse. And as we can see, her potential not that high, but she's 6 years old, and she's at that deterioration point. So, yeah, I'm going to try her on the turf, and granted, she's won on the dirt, but again, she's also won on the turf. I think she's more of a turf horse, personally, I do. Maybe just the game is... I don't know. Anyways, let's see what we can do here today. She is up in a dirt race next month. Like, yeah, I'm so unserious. Like, why? Ribbons and Bows. Let's go ahead and get you fired off with the race. You've been running at 6 furlongs on the dirt, so we'll keep her to that. And, yeah, let's see if we can find something suitable for Ribbons and Bows. 6 furlongs, don't mind if I do. well, that's 7, not 6. We want to go here, right? So let's look for something that's obviously not happening ASAP. That way we don't have to pay a late fee. She'll probably be racing sometimes next month, but these are all selling races. And there is a grade 3, a couple of weeks. Actually, I think she'll be perfectly primed for this. Currently, it's a field of 7. And this is the grade 3 Albuquerque Stakes. That's pretty much what I'm going to call it. Purse of 43,000. Yeah, she's right there. So I'm going to go ahead and let's get Ram Sammy or Santana, but this is the best jockey so far this year. We're traveling about 2,000 miles. And this race will be happening in a couple of weeks for the Grade 3 Albuquerque featuring Ribbons and Bows. That'll be a big win for her if she can get that done. So I'm really hopeful for that. Now, Saranac Lake, we have to go on to you. And just to be clear, no, that's not you. There you are. She's been running 6, 7, 5, but really 6 furlongs, I'll say. Yeah, that 7 furlong, that extra distance and that handicap, that was way too high for her. So yeah, won at a grade 2 last time out though. Grade 2 C1 level. That's not a snooze fest of a race for her to have won. So 6 furlongs, and let's see if she can stay in this general classifications here. Sorry, there's like a, and like, it's like that weird part of the day where like I'm at the twilight hours, the sun's just kind of coming through my windows, and I swear like, you can see like kind of stuff occasionally floating around. I apologize. Yeah, I hope if you heard a weird cut or muted, I had to because like a bug just flew across my screen and like I just kind of like just reacted to it. You know what I mean? It was like one of those like little gnats. It just kind of like you feel like something's flying in your face and you just instinctively swipe. That's literally what happened. But it sounded really loud, so I'm gonna have to make sure I cut that out so you guys don't lose your ears, because well, that would be terrible. Right. She could I could actually enter her in the same race as Ribbons and Bows in this grade 3. I admit I'm tempted because that ensures we're getting a win, or at least, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and we're going to go ahead and put Santana. You can put 2 horses in the same race in this game, can't you? Yes, cool. So HRG Ranch with 2 horses in the grade 3 Albuquerque, Ribbons and Bows and Saranac Lake both. And Saranac Lake looks like she'll be carrying the most weight. She'll probably be the post-time favorite. They're just not telling us yet. So I'm excited for that one. And I think we're all booked up. Might be all we do today. 3 races in April. 2 grade 3s. Well, actually, no. 1 grade 3 since both of my horses are in there. And then a handicap in Iowa. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the future to see how we do here. We'll check on the little one as well. That's going to be Titania, who is by blah, 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 blah. Gosh. No, her sire is Eldorado. And who's the, yeah, Eldorado. I think I just said it. I just skipped over it, but just wanted to see what that was looking like. Oh no, Titania is my breeding mare. My yearling is over here. That's why none of that makes sense. No, the yearling is Eldorado. I apologize. The sire is Guisho, and the dam is Titania. Like, I'm just all over the place. Forgive me. So this is our yearling, Eldorado. Goes a mile and a furlong as of now. Excitable disposition. That's good. Prefers a good track. That sounds like dirt to me. Average build. Black coloring. Potential not that high. But we'll ignore that for our first horse. And speed, I mean, it's still a yearling, so we don't know a lot, and we won't know a lot. Titania, she wasn't a winner. Guisho, I don't think, yeah, he won a single handicap race in 6 races. So, yeah, sire-wise, just kind of a horse that, ran in the, I don't know, the Santa Maria handicap, an allowance, a handicap, Breeders' Cup Turf, Stars and Stripes, or a different race, BC Turf in July. Allowance grade 3. Like, yeah, ran it some, higher stake races, but I mean, again, nothing that proves that we'll have a champion on our hands. And Titania, she was kind of all over the board here and maiden allowances as well. But the best thing is we're just, I'm getting my first horse, and hopefully I should be able to survive long enough to actually see him on track. We should be able to. Finance wise, can't recall. Did I take out a loan? 14 months left on my loan. Yeah, I did take that out. Which, as long as we're doing well and finishing in the top 3, like, the money comes back. So, yeah, so we're going to the 11th. We're going to the track. And up today is the Grade 3 Albuquerque featuring Ribbons and Bows and Saranac Lake. I'm going to bet Ribbons and Bows is probably the post-time favorite. But let's see. Yeah, no, Saranac Lake I meant, not Ribbons and Bows. Saranac Lake. Post-time favorite, Ribbons and Bows doesn't have a chance. Like I said, I think she's a turf horse. I really do. So this will probably be her last. This will be her last race in the dirt. Saranac Lake is the favorite. She is the favorite. So yeah, 5-2. That's pretty strong, right? So no excuses for her today, even with the handicap. And Ribbons and Bows, I mean, gosh, I would like her to finish somewhere in the top 3, but not really giving her that much of a chance. Yeah, they're kind of saying they don't think she has a chance at all, really. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, let's go trackside. Okay, we're not here. We're not here. Or here. We're here. Or there. Colton Geldings. Here we are. The Grade 3 Albuquerque Stakes. That's what I'm going to call it. Saranac Lake goes off at 5-2. She was the morning line odds favorite of 9-4. Now she's 5-2. Ribbons and Bows actually shoots up there to 9-2. Yeah, I was 66-1. I wasn't going to be surprised if she stayed there just because I don't know. Like I said, I don't think she's great on dirt. But to shoot back up to 9-2, that's good. So we'll have Castro riding Ribbons and Bows. And then we'll have Castanen riding Saranac Lake. I would love for both of these horses to finish in the top 3. A win has got to be on par here today. On par of the course for us to try to just, yeah, add a little bit more infrastructure to the farm as well. And be in a position to maybe buy another horse, right? I can look. I haven't looked really in a year. I want to make sure I kind of see how far we can go with these 3 ladies that we have, a filly and 2 mares. And then, again, we have Lodorado, the yearling, coming in. We could use him with one of these mares, probably Saranac Lake or Desert Glow at some later point. So, you know what I mean? There are things we can think about. So there's your field for this Grade 3 Albuquerque. And they're in the gates. And we are off and racing. It's a pretty good start by all the horses here. Oh man, yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see if we can actually make a 1-2. I don't know if we've ever done that since I've been playing, at least on this new file. Indian Ridge still at the front, followed by Joema, Titus Gent in there in 3rd, Piat Midnight trailing in 4th, Perfectionist trailing back in 5th as a long shot. 3.5 furlongs left to go here. It's still Indian Ridge on a relatively easy ride there. Jojima trying to rally. Here comes Piat Midnight going for a little bit of contention. And we still have yet to see Saranac Lake get going, but she is starting to roll now as we approach the top of the stretch. Less than 2 furlongs to go in the Grade 3 Albuquerque. Saranac Lake not making a move, but here comes Ribbons and Bows. Ribbons and Bows, the 3-year-old filly trying to make a run. Less than a furlong left to go. She's trying to catch Piat Midnight, who's still game. Indian Ridge hasn't given up. A late surge from Milden driving on the outside. What a race here. Indian Ridge still holding on. Piat Midnight to close in. Milden looks like he's going to get there just in time to win the Grade 3 Albuquerque. Wow. What a finish. I really need to remember to put pedestrians or spectators back. Yeah, we're not going to hit the... We finish in the top 5. What a race. Milden closing on the outside. Indian Ridge to finish 2nd. Piat Midnight 3rd. That was a heck of a closing race there in those last 2 furlongs. Again, unfortunately, we didn't even finish in the top 3. Like, what happened there? Rinna's closer, possibly the horse struggled in this grade. They're saying, yeah, that Milden was coming out of nowhere, that 7 horse. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because, like, Saranic Lake was supposed to win. She didn't win. She got beat by her stablemate, who's a 3-year-old filly, who I said, oh, she's not good on the dirt, and she looked like she was closing, and then she tapped out. So I don't really know what to make of that one. Yeah, we got, I mean, gosh, a little bit of money. Not really. That's not ideal. So yeah, 4th for Ribbons and Bows. Still going to try her out on the turf because, again, 4th and 6th, that's not... It's not going to add to the bank over time like we want. 4th at a little chump change, sure, but, like, you know, we need some better performances. And then Saranic Lake, I don't know what happened to you. 5th. That's really inexcusable for her. Like, it just didn't... Thought she looked like she was going to fire in the stretch, and then it just did not happen. She really did not fire at all. So, yeah, that's quite disappointing on her end. What were the notes for Ribbons and Bows? Ridna's closer, which suited. That's it. Yeah, just... And it could have been the case of that field being a little bit more competitive than usual, but still, like, that... I don't like those type of races. You know what I mean? That feels like you left way too much on the table, and that's what it felt like in the case of, really, Saranic Lake, who was supposed to win it. Like, I mean, what? She was at a 97, and that only drops her down to, what, a 95, but... The point is, she should have won the race, or at least finished 2nd or 3rd. At least 2nd or 3rd at minimum. She finished 5th. So yeah, don't know what happened there with her. We'll have to bounce back, but we'll look forward to the C3 handicap with Desert Glow running at a mile, our long distance baby here. Yeah, that race was 6 furlongs too. I don't know, like, yeah, that's just one of those ones that's gonna bother me until we figure out how to win those consistently. Desert Glow, she's up, and she will be starting off at 9-1. The post-time favorite will be Rebridled Dreams. So Desert Glow, 6-year-old mare here. Courts will be on board. Feels like this is a race we should be finishing in the top 3, but we'll see. Yeah, really surprised about that one, but I'm going to chalk that up to competition. Gosh, Pie at Midnight, that horse wasn't going away in the Green Silks. Indian Ridge that led the race essentially until Milden closed in to win it by a neck. I mean, yeah, no, I guess they tried their best, and it's just those horses were all game, and we couldn't do anything. Well, change plans here. We're going a mile, and we are off and racing here. In this C3 handicap. And Desert Glow, she'll be dropping back to 4th. That's also Oisalina trying to contend for the front here with the Composer on the inside. Welsh Love will be just on the outside in 3rd of Rebridled Dreams, who is your favorites. You have Desert Glow and Stella Del Mantino at the back of the field. Less than 5.5 furlongs left to go. It's still the Composer, just barely leading by a neck over Oisalina there in 2nd. You have Welsh Love in there on the outside 3rd. Rebridled Dream, the favorite, still tucked in there in 4th on a nice trip, trying to move a little bit. And then you have Desert Glow and Stella Del Mantino trading positions as the trailers. 4 furlongs left to go. Still the Composer on cruise control. Not in a doubt. Oisalina still there in the rail in 2nd. Rebridled Dreams, the favorite now with position in 3rd. Welsh Love trying to get a run. 3.5 furlongs left to go in this handicap race. Now you have the closer, Desert Glow. She's going to have to get going at some point. Same thing for Stella Del Mantino. They want to have a chance here today. 2.5 furlongs left to go. The Composer still out in front. Oisalina now trying to give her a rally as they approach the top of the stretch. Welsh Love there in 3rd. Rebridled Dream, she hasn't fired. Here comes Desert Glow, the gray on the outside. She's got a run. 1.5 furlongs left to go. Desert Glow trying to rally, trying to catch the Composer and Oisalina, who have really not lost their positions. Less than a furlong left to go. The Composer still out in front. Never in doubt. Desert Glow going to try to rally, try to come in close. Desert Glow rallying in, may not be in time. Just misses out. The Composer is going to hold on to win that one. Desert Glow 2nd. Oisalina 3rd. Yes. Great run there from Desert Glow. Really happy to see that horse kicked in the stretch. And had that race actually been, what, a 1/2 furlong longer, the Composer just tired out. 9-1, we'll take that. That is a effort I can be happy with, and that's what I was expecting in the last race. And unfortunately, it did not happen. Desert Glow gets it done to finish in 2nd. The Composer to go ahead and cap that win there. Yes. We need that. We need something, you know. And that's the thing. We don't have to win every race, guys. If I'm finishing in the top 3, a podium is a podium. You know what I mean? Like, I'll stack podiums all day if I can reliantly, or if I can consistently, I should say, rely on them, right? And not the other way around. So, here we are. Our money situation has not changed, so that was not great in terms of that for those 2 races we just watched. But again, Desert Glow showing consistency finally after bouncing back off of a 8th and a 12th place finish last time out. And we just gave her a month of a layoff, so I haven't really raced Desert Glow that much, even as a 6-year-old, and she's done a lot of racing. But that's a good win there. And at the 90 handicap level, it seems that's where she's at, and maybe that's what I have to do with her. So let's go ahead and put her in another race now that this is fresh in my brain. That way next time out, I can be sure that, you know, we stick to that commitment. So, yeah, let's look for 90. I don't know if there's, I don't know if there's anything else she can do. And let's see. Let's go ahead and look into May. Yeah, let's get off the late declaration penalty. And, let's see. These are really low in terms of their ratings. So C4 handicap at 85, going a mile. I'll take the chances. That might be a race she should be able to win. I mean, she'll carry a handicap. Maybe I should look for something a little bit more realistic. But could you run this race? No, not even close. Woodford Turf Classic, not even close. What about the C90 level? That's a bit higher with 5 Dream and Newsflash in there. I'll take the chances here. And we'll have Russell be on board for Desert Glow. Only 112 miles, so we're not having to go too far, so that's cool. Saranic Lake, yeah, I don't really know what your deal is. I'm still kind of annoyed about that. I just don't get it. She just did not fire. I'm going to try her again because that just could have been one of those one-offs she just probably wasn't going to perform well in. But I'm certainly still going to... Let's see what happens if I drop her in distance. Like, if I drop her 5 furlongs, could you handle that? Yeah, we don't want any declarations. And 95, I'm actually going to put her to this 5 furlong sprint on the dirt, handicap level 95. We'll see what that does, only because I like the idea of dropping her a furlong just to see if it makes a distance at all. I mean, makes a difference, for the distance. But if it doesn't, then it's no big deal, right? Let's have to figure it out. And Ribbons and Bows, you should still be running 6 furlongs, and probably putting you in an allowance race just to make sure. And this is a pretty fair allowance race, pretty stacked field of 8, 2,600, yeah, or $26,000 on the line. Ram Semi, you've been the best this year, so oh right, I need an extra trailer. I said I was gonna do that, didn't I? Yeah. Let's go ahead and buy another one. There we go. Now we have 3 trailers. I'm like, what's happening here? Yeah, we can't quite go racing if I don't have a 3rd trailer. All right, guys. So next time we come out, we have 3 races, all happening on the same day, but at different tracks. 2 at Oceanport, 1 at Arcadia. Ravens and Bows, this 3-year-old filly, as you're looking at on screen right here, this bay filly, she'll be racing in an allowance 6 furlong contest on the dirt. Again, I want to get her on the turf, and sorry for that, just kind of banged my arm against my desk, but she'll be doing that. And I suppose if she wins, I keep her going. And like I said, she finished better than Saranic Lake last time out on the dirt. So as much as I want to move her to the turf, I'll keep her on the dirt until she has one more, like, okay, that's not a good performance, and then we'll try her out. Saranic Lake, she'll be up in the C2 level 90, or I should say C2 handicap, 0 to 95 rated. We'll just say 95 rated horses on the dirt. Dropping her a little bit in distance, seeing if that gives her a little bit more of a bounce back, as opposed to still running her again at 6. Last but not least, Desert Glow. She'll be racing in a 1 mile and 1 furlong C3 handicap race at 90. Dropping her horses down, but still all tough races. They're all going to have to go out and perform, these ladies are. And we'll see how Desert Glow does after her 2nd place finish in a 90 handicap race there at Iowa that we just competed in. So that's going to do it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on our horses so far. Anything maybe you've noticed and maybe I'm just completely skipping over? Again, just kind of going with the flow. My game plan is just to get through this year, rack up as much money as we can with these 3 mares, and then for our next year, which in this game will be 2021, maybe look if we can find a relatively cheap sire, or excuse me, a colt that we couldn't use as a sire. Something like that to give us another horse. So, yeah, that'll do it. Appreciate you guys for love and support. Until next time, HRG signing out. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you later. Goodbye.